Legends of Mexico and Latin America. Hello! Thanks for coming to visit.
Today, we'll explore a little bit about the Nahuali or Nahual, which is an ancient Mesoamerican concept, very similar to what in English is known as a shapeshifter. Around Mexican rural communities, there are some individuals that shapeshift into animals. These creatures are kind of powerful sorcerer, what we call a brujo. The legend of these mystical shapeshifters has many layers and variants, and each community has a different perception of what they are. Mesoamerican mythology refers to any person with the power to transform him or herself into an animal, commonly a jaguar or a wolf. Now, it is important to note they are neither good nor evil. They are there to protect the community, so their actions depend on the behavior of the people around their towns. There are two variants of this story. On the first one, it is said that each person at birth gets the spirit of an animal to walk with him or her during their lives, and it is responsible for protecting and guiding them. Now, these spirits usually manifest only as an image that advises either in a dream or a conscious vision, letting the person know it is that animal who will be their protector for the rest of their lives. It is believed that the sorcerers and shamans of Central Mesoamerica can create a very close bond with their nahuales, which gives them a series of advantages. For example, the vision of the hawk, the smell of the wolf, the hearing of a jaguar became tools for these shamans. Now, Chikitos, this is a more ethereal way, more of a spiritual connection. But there is another version in which the witch or the sorcerer can actually transform in an actual animal. With a complicated ritual, they can manage the dark magic that gives them the ability to physically change their bodies. Typically, they transform into wolves, bears, or birds. This gives them the opportunity to shift their shape and use the animal's force to perform dark and malicious witchery. The word Nahual comes from the term Nahuali, whose origin and meaning are kind of in dispute. Some of the proposed ideas of the meaning are that it comes from the verb nahuali or nahuala, which evokes the idea of deceiving or dissimulating. Also, a possible origin is the word nahui, which designates the number 4, related to the Spanish word cuatrero. This is more related to a psychological condition because they say that the Nahual could have been a 4-person individual, which means that is the mind of the sorcerer is divided in 4 different personalities, which clearly divides the opinion of if in reality the sorcerer can transform into an animal or just acts as an animal, putting distance between the magical realm and interpretation nowadays. According to science, we can say that they could have actually a psychological disorder and not being magic practitioners. But anyways, Chikitos, due to the obscurity and diversity in information about Nahualism, there is no single meaning of the term Nahual itself. There are certain coincidences along Latin America. The most generalized and accepted meaning of the Nahualism gives the Nahual the meaning of the person who through magical or divine arts has the ability to transform his body into that of an animal, object, fire, or even a meteorological phenomenon such as lightning or clouds. And this is very curious. Now, there are 2 different ways of transformation, Chikitos. One is when the sorcerer leaves his body on a deep trance and his spirit moves around on an astral form and gets inside of the animal. And during that time, both spirits coexist in one body. The human spirit takes control of it and also uses the abilities, does whatever it has to do, and then the spirit goes back to his human body. The other way is to transform physically. On Mexico, it is said that some witches actually cut their legs or poke their eyes out so they can transform on the animal, and they hide their body parts on a secret hole. And if for some reason you find that part and you destroy it, it is said that witch cannot come back to human form. Others says that there is no need to remove any part. Just by doing some very complicated magical rituals, they can change their bodies. And usually in Mexico, it is common to find witches in a bird form, and even there are ways to trap them, Chikitos, and make them transform into human form, preventing of them to retake the animal form. But this is over there on another video, Como Tumbar las Brujas. You can find it and it has subtitles in English if you want. Chikitos, do not think that it's easy to confront and destroy a Nahual, because to do so, one must be as powerful as them. This legend is, as I mentioned before, it is very similar to the American Shapeshifter tales. But as we always say, Chikitos, this is only a brief introduction to the amazing, magical, and mythical world of Mexican legends. There is a lot of information on the web in case you want to investigate and search more about it. Also, remember to follow us. You can find us everywhere as Conversaciones Chikitas. If you know someone who might be interested in this information, please share it, comment, like, and subscribe.
And again, thank you so much for visit. This is Conversaciones Chiquitas, de todo en un ratito.